Hey everybody, it's Casual Boobs coming at you with another video, and today we're going to be covering the T57 Heavy, one of my favorite heavy tanks in the game. It's not new, it's been in the game for a little while, but I love this thing because I'll just be honest with you, the thing that you have to love about this is the fact that most tanks in the game have to choose between DPM or burst potential, and the T57 says hell with that, and it just gets both. You get really good DPM and you can clip out an entire tier 8 heavy tank in like, I don't know, 8 seconds. So anyways, there's downsides, and we'll get into some of the details on this later, but it's a really great tank, and if you don't have a T57, you should definitely get one. Let's get into the stats. Okay, so the stats on the T57, it's got 3200 DPM, which is very, that's definitely solid for a tier 10 heavy tank, and it does 400 damage, which is slightly below average for alpha damage for tier 10 heavy tanks. But then also you get a 4-round clip with 2 seconds in between rounds, so you get 1600 damage you can put out in 6 seconds, and then the entire drum reloads in about 24 seconds, which is a frighteningly short amount of time if you are facing one of these things. So it really is the reason this thing is all about the gun, right? The armor is kind of and the speed is kind of but the gun and even the gun stats are kind of to be honest. If you'll notice, the equipment when it was spinning in the garage is all about trying to make the gun behave. But man, it's because this thing is just filthy dangerous, and that's why I called the video what I is. This thing, I called it what I had, because this tank is a problem. You see one of these things, you need to kill it because it will kill you back. And it doesn't take very long to do it. So that's really what it is. What there is to love about this thing is that it's just as long as you can treat your allies like meat shields, you are the force multiplier, right? Somebody comes around a corner and tags one of your friends, you pull out, you shoot him 4 times, or he shoots you and then you shoot him 4 times. And so it is so rewarding, and it doesn't take very long. Even if your team is a bunch of morons and they're all dead and you're being zerg rushed by the rest of the team, they still have to respect you because you could still put down 1600 damage in 6 seconds. So it doesn't take very long to rack up some pretty serious damage and make most games at least decent, even if they're going to be crap games. So this is one of the things I love about the T57. But I guess on a high level, the dispersion, the gun stats are kind of derpy. It's going to feel derpy. They're going to make you pay for the fact that the gun is the way it is. So this is everything we're about to do to the equipment wise and stuff is to make this better. Other big things, it doesn't carry very much ammo, and that's going to influence some of the decisions that we make. I don't know if you saw in my loadout in the garage, I carry mostly heat rounds because you just don't get very many clips. You only get, what is this, 36 divided by, that's 9 clips. Yeah, 9 clips. Doesn't carry very many. That sounds like a lot, but you can shoot through that pretty quick in this thing. So because of that, you will very commonly run out of ammo, and so it's a similar problem to like the 1357, where it's very easy to end a game with like 2 rounds of one type of ammo and 2 rounds of another, and then you get to load the full mag for half of it. So it's very awkward. So I almost always load almost exclusively heat rounds, or most people are gonna go, boo, you don't need to premium spam. Whatever, dude, the premium spam is really good. It's really good. So they're gonna give you a tool and you don't use it, that's on you. The top speed it's slow. It's not a very fast tank, but this isn't like super heavy slow, right? You're gonna beat your mouse, but you're also not. You're not beating anyone to any positions. And the reverse speed, this is the thing that you notice actually the most, and it was a pretty crippling thing. 12 reverse speed is not great. Thankfully, there's some field mods to help you fix this. But you notice this a lot when you pull around a corner and you shoot, and then you got to back up, and you're like, oh god, I can't back up fast enough. The reverse speed is a pretty underrated stat, especially when it's low, right? Other than that, it's all, 8 degrees of gun depression is totally workable. 400 meters of base view range is fine. It's the 4-man crew on the American heavy tanks, which is totally fine. There's really nothing else to talk about here stat wise. It's all fairly vanilla. The standard round is 258 standard penetration, which is fine. That's not like it's bad. The problem is that the premium round is 340 millimeters of heat pen. So why would you not just run that, right? If they would give me more ammo, if I got to carry, I don't know, 50 rounds of ammo, I would carry a lot more standard rounds. But because I only get to carry 36, I carry mostly heat because it's just so good. Do not carry HE rounds. You don't have space for that. You will run out of ammo. You'll be shooting HE at super heavies. You'll hate your life. Don't do that. So that is looking into the armor now. The armor is not great, I'll be honest. It's trollish at best, right? And so like the gist of it here is it's got the normal kind of typical American boat shaped hull, right, where the top is kind of roundy and the bottom is kind of roundy, but the lower plate is weak, and the turret, as soon as you try to bounce, you like rely on this armor, you're gonna get cheesed. But occasionally you will be surprised to bounce something. I will say that one of the things that if you're seeing one of these things, obviously lower plate is easy pen, but the big thing is the turret cheeks, right? So if we look at the visual model, the turret cheeks here and here of the oscillating turret, right? Because the turret oscillates up and down. Oh, that's weird. That looks funny. The turret cheeks are the weak spots on the turrets. If you see one of these things, obviously, if it's looking at you, you don't want to get permatracked or whatever, but like the turret cheeks are weak and they're 180 pen or 180 millimeters thick, so that's basically most of your tier 8s can pen that with standard rounds. Like I said, the armor is not what you're here for. You're not here for the armor. What you're here for is the gun and the clip potential. So as far as field mods and builds, always go all-terrain suspension. You're always going to go this one, the parallax adjustment. I'm probably picking the view range because why not? I would pick a firepower slot. You're going to be tempted to say, well, Boost, why don't you get a turbo to make the thing faster? It's not about the speed. This tank is not about speed. It's about when you get there, you put 1600 damage into somebody and then 24 seconds later you do it again. It's all about making the tank connect, right? And so I would pick this. This doesn't matter for me because I run the purple stuff on everything because I love this tank so much, but I would pick a firepower slot here. Also, this is the part I was talking about before with the reverse speed. I'm definitely going to pick this because if you pick the other one, 9 is crippling. You will notice the 9. It's very bad. And going from 24 seconds to 23 and a half seconds is not a big deal. Like waiting an extra half second is not a big deal. I would very much rather, or God, another second, whatever. This is still short. This is equally fine. I would definitely take this so you can pull back around a corner easier and pull back and be safe, right? And then at this one, this is huge. So let me see here. Okay, yes, this is the one. So you're losing out on aiming speed, right? But what you're getting out of this is minus 15% to the aiming circle after firing and more hit points. So what that means is every time, like a lot of these tanks, when they shoot faster than they aim, like the T57 does, because it's got a 2-second intra clip, having it so that you might think, oh, why would you want more aiming speed? Well, what this does, because the short clip is, you're basically going to be clipping things out in this. You're going to be shoot. What this field mod will help you do is make it so that when you shoot, the reticle doesn't bloom out as much, so you have less. It's going to stay tighter in between your shots. This is the one to pick always. It's terribly balanced because this is just always the right answer. But yes, if you had a longer intra clip, I mean, you'd still pick this one for the hit points, but at least then maybe you could make an argument on other ones where it's, other tanks. That's a different conversation. But these are the field mods I would pick. I would say it's all about trying to make the gun behave, and this is debatable whether you pick the improved aiming in this slot and the V-stab in this slot, or you can flip-flop them, right? You can have them like this and like this. That's up to you. I haven't necessarily played with that. I haven't noticed a substantial difference. So these are both, that's what I would run though all the time. And you got your yada run the food. Food is especially a big deal for autoloaders because you're bringing your drum reload down substantially and you get your brothers in arms and stuff. And so with this is a scary setup, right? 0.28 dispersion. It takes a minute to get there, but even though we nerfed our reload speed, we brought it all the way back with brothers in arms, 22.5 seconds to get 4 rounds. That's like, you'll never see a KV2 in this thing, but a KV2 shoots, and the time it reloads, and all of a sudden I've got 1600 damage ready to go. It is so punishing. You catch somebody out and you just delete them. So I will say this before we get to the replay and the gameplay and stuff. One of the things that's very common for new players or even experienced players when they're playing autoloaders, they want to dump the whole mag all the time, and you'll see a lot of people get in trouble with that, where they'll try to get all 4 or all 6 or whatever. They'll try to dump their whole mag. it is not required to do that, especially with this tank, with your drum reload being so short. It's not that punishing. If you get one shot out for free, I would do that. I would just do that. Or if you get two shots out for free, I would rather take 2 shots for free and take no damage in return than get a 3rd shot out and take a hit back, because your hit points are so crucial. So that way later in the game you have the hit points to trade intentionally when you have to. But it's not very punishing to just to reload a full mag if you're down 2. Just take the free damage. Don't get greedy. Just take the free damage. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. There'll be more opportunities to shoot things. So that's the biggest mistake that I see a lot of people making, is they will take damage in exchange for dumping the whole clip, and that's not ideal most of the time. I mean, sometimes if you've got to finish off a tank, or there's other situations, but generally speaking, especially early in the game, take the free damage. Don't trade away hit points unless you really have to. So there's your tip, and we'll get into the gameplay. Okay. All right, so we're gonna be following me playing in my T57, and there's we're playing on Westfield, and there's tier 8s in the game. I know this is kind of dirty, right? But this game is gonna show what the tank is all about. You can see we're just a little bit faster than the IS-4, but we're still not really peppy. There is an artillery, there's a Kronvang. You might be thinking, oh my god, the Kron's just gonna dominate this whole game. But again, you're just going to get up here and try to catch somebody crossing. If they put themselves in a stupid position, you can very easily catch somebody out and put 2 rounds in for free when they cross like idiots up here. So I'm just going to see what I can see, and we're getting a little aggressive. Here we go. Honestly, you can see I rushed the shot. I rushed the shot on that E5 because I was expecting him to have already been where he was. So I should have just waited. I was impatient and I paid for that, and so I did the opposite of what I should have done, which is move forward and eat some damage in return. So now I have 3 rounds that I used, and we're just gonna reload a clip. It doesn't matter. I don't like. It's 20 something seconds. It doesn't matter. It's not a big tax. It's not a big hit to reload the mag, so I'm just gonna do that, and yeah, by the time we do that, we're Artie's working, and I see an E5 over here. It's a wait, you see the gun is kind of trollish. You kind of, if you want to hit cupolas, you can, but you really need to aim it in and let the gun settle. And I would say that's the other thing, is this tank really rewards you for letting the gun, being patient with the gun. And here we go. I'm reloading again. I'm loading an AP round clip because I see the Striv and I see some other stuff, and the V4 and some other things. And so I'm just gonna load this and just see what happens, because again, I only have one mag of this, and we'll see what we can do. I know this V4 is over here, and usually I get shot for being here, or I shoot people when they're doing this. And anyways, the STB has probably just got tagged by the V4, and I was gonna go and shoot the V4, but the STB wanted the spot, so whatever. I'm just okay. I had the outline, but now it's gone. So anyways, but this is still very much where I want to be, right? Because especially with the T57, you want friends and you want meat, and so there's plenty of meat here to be shooting at, and like there's plenty of enemy tanks. I want hit points. I want to feast upon some souls. So we're not going to go anywhere. We're going to just sit and wait and see if we can trade 1 for 2, or that didn't feel like a good shot. But here we go. But so that he is tracked now. We'll get 2 rounds into his upper hull. See if we can get a 3rd one into the cupola. And now this sucks a little bit, because now I just have the 1 round, and I just had to throw it out there. You can see the gun was kind of derpy, but again, I was stunned. The 1 round was basically, I'm never going to load that AP round clip with 1 round left, so I've just got to send it out, and we'll just see what I can get for it. And now we're back to back to heat rounds. And again, you can see I've reloaded like, what? This is like my 3rd clip of the game, and we're only 4 minutes in. 3 minutes in. So you can see just how quickly, like, we've got 2,000 damage, but it adds up really fast. I have just kind of fallen into 2,000 damage so far, just capturing people's mistakes. There's one. See if we can get a 2nd one. Perfect. So this Kronvang, he just got punished. We punished him, got 2 rounds in for free. That was perfect. I mean, he clipped somebody else out, and he clipped out our STB, but we selfishly used him as a meat shield, and we got 800 damage out of that. So now we're at 2,700. This is already like a pretty okay game, right? There's more to be had. I'm not totally happy with this, but if I were to get nuked and set on fire and killed, this is not the end of the world. Right, so that just goes to show how quickly you can rack up damage in this game. And now, unfortunately, I can't. with that E5 being where he is, he's creating a crossfire where I can't really engage the BTK and I can't really engage the ISM, because that he's just going to come around a corner and I'll just be caught out. So you really need to be careful so you don't overextend and get yourself in trouble. But I'm hoping maybe somebody like Artie or tank destroyers, or maybe he'll do something. I just need him to engage, right? Because if he engages, I can shoot him back. But if he just sits there, and this is note to self, right? If you're watching this, right, that E5, just by existing in that position, he's being a pain in the butt. And so that's one thing you can do if you're in a situation where maybe you're a one-shot, like the E5. Now he's getting engaged and he's getting clapped. But if you're in that position, just by you staying alive and existing, you are providing a good value to your team. And we'll put a round into that. We got 3 rounds left, and there's this stupid BTK back over here somewhere. This new tank that just came out. Hey, 1,000 hit points. That's a nice tank you got there, bro. It would be a shame if something happened to it. Vindication, right? So there we just put an easy clip in. We're at 3,800 damage and 2 kills. You love to see it. Unfortunately, Kron is trying to run away, and we're clipped out. He's not. That's not for us, but that's okay. He's dead now, so it doesn't matter. We are losing the field, right? The 9-0 line is not looking great. We also have never spotted the Leopard 1. Leopard 1's never been seen. And I know there's a V4 over there. I've just pinged it, or he was last spotted over there, but we have momentum right now, so I really want to keep going with this and take more of the map so we don't get stuck before they have a chance to reposition and catch our push. I'm just trying to, and since there are so many people just gung-ho ready to go, the team is here, they're watching, I'm thinking, all right, let's just do this, and if I can kill an Artie, that's great. Unfortunately, it looks like the Artie ran away. That's an Artie with a mini-map and a keyboard. It's a rare species. And I was just looking here, so the Barask is on the far side of that little hill. I can't touch him, so we're gonna keep moving. Maybe I can get the Barask or the V4 or something. I was hoping I could maybe spot something, like the Artie or something, and nothing really happens here. So I'm kind of, this is kind of no man's land. There's a little bowl here I can exist in, but you know, the Barask is being where he is right now because he's trying to spot for allies, right? He's doing everything right. He's doing the job correctly, where he is being there, trying hard to exist and not die and spot the enemy so that people that are on the 0 line on his team can shoot. And now this is what I wanted to be down in here before I got spotted. So I'm in this little bowl and I'm safe-ish as long as I stay here. So now I can be a problem, right? It's all about digging people out, right? And so we had to dig out the Barask, and they have to dig me out. And I was hoping to maybe like just provide some angles. To be honest with you, I was hoping to kill some artillery, but he appears to be gone, and I can't quite get an angle on this this Barask. But I'm just gonna see if maybe I can do something here. And I poke around, and I was just wanted to see if I got spotted. I did get spotted, right? So that tells me there's something on the 0 line in those bushes that has the view range to see me. So I want to leave a little bit, but he'll also keep these buildings between me and those areas. I need some cover, right? And I need to be unspotted. And so we're going to sit right here, and we're going to just give our team a second to catch up, right? Because we kind of steamrolled up top on the brawling area, the B2 area, but we could very well lose this game, right? We're still down tanks. It's 7. We have 7 tanks. They have 8 tanks. This is why I like to have the team score on the top there the way it is. And right now the Barask is kind of the linchpin, right? He is providing so much value, right? And so the Striv that's somewhere up there was able to shoot that guy and kill him because he was spotted by the Barask, and so that's really, he's doing a great job for his team. And now there's AMX, is it AMX 30 or is it the AMX 30 prototype? I don't know. So we are kind of losing this game right now, right? So I do get, okay, I'm just within render, and we're gonna wait, because he has a one-shot, and we'll just just can't even believe that one hit. And now this is the tier 9 strip, which does not have the fence on the front. He does not have the front, the heat shield. And so now I've done it wrong here, right? I did exactly what I said not to do, which is I ate a bunch of damage to get my clip out, and that was not the right play. I ate an extra couple rounds of damage that I shouldn't have, and so now I'm kind of a one-shot. 415 pen means somebody could very easily get a lucky round on me. The V4 is a one could kill me me with one shot, and the Leopard 1 would just be, you know, should probably one-shot me. And so I now have to play a little more cautiously, and I'm going to try to reposition over here, knowing that there's nothing here that's going to spot me. I haven't been spotted, so now I'm going to be right here. I think at this point I have this hard cover, I have this soft cover, I can poke around this corner and spot things, and I'm hoping that the E4, the IS4 can get on the cap, and he has the hit points and the armor to draw some fire, and when they shoot him, he will spot them hopefully, and then I will shoot them back, and so on. So this is kind of what the T57 does, is it provides supporting fire. Your IS4 is your meat shield, you know, meat and potatoes, right? So then I am your gun, right? You're not just going to trade one for one. You're going to shoot him once and I'll shoot him 4 times or whatever. So this is really a good combo. IS4 seems to get it. Again, I mean, this is pretty lucky. I've had a team that has so far, you know, had synapses and brain cells together, and now I'm going to push forward so that I can at least have vision up there if they do spot things. And okay, lower plate. I got really lucky with that shot. Feels pretty good, and he didn't actually spot me, so that's perfect. But again, the heat rounds, because of their penetration values are so high, if that V4 had, you know, I had to hit his lower plate, but if he had other different angles, like there's a lot of things you can do with 340 millimeters of heat pen. If you're willing to let the gun aim in, you can see how accurate it gets. The little aiming reticle gets pretty small, right? So now we're just going to wait, because something's got to appear up there, especially because our IS4 is sort of getting it. I think he gets it. Yeah, he gets it. He's going in. You can see him in the minimap. He's getting in the circle. And so far we have, let's see, we've hit 13 shots, by the way. This adds up really fast, which is 4,500 damage and 5 kills so far. And now we're going to use this, since he's there, he's just being our bait. He's using the cover on the cap circle, right, so that he's harder to hit. If you know that, so you should always try to knock down the cover on the cap when you leave, because otherwise the enemy tanks can do exactly what our IS4 is doing right there. Wait, there he is. Okay, 1 and 2, wait for it, 3, Yahtzee. So that Leopard 1 was at full hit points a few seconds ago. The IS4 put a round in, and then I put 4 rounds. So this is what the T57 does. You just delete things, you know, and it's not very fast. It doesn't have that great of armor, but good lord, does it not just have, oh my god, the firepower is just, you know, if you're willing to let the gun aim in and just take your time with it, take your time. Come on, IS-122 TM, I believe in you. Wait for it. I rushed that one. I should have waited, but I did track this guy. There we go. So that's 3 for 4. That's pretty good. But again, the one that I missed was pretty much because I rushed it. So if you just let the gun aim in, it's especially if you're running the food and stuff, and you've got the aim helping kind of equipment, then it can really, the gun will behave if you let it, right? But the soft stats, the bloom gets pretty big once you drive around and once you turn your turret and stuff like that. So now it's basically the 122 TM, and the Artie is back over there. The Artie just got picked up. We got our 416 is over, kind of being the linchpin, and the Kirovets is over there as well. And we know the 122 TM is back in that corner. He's got to be. That's where he was last spotted. There's no way he could have escaped. So at this point, I'm just like, all right, well, this is an extra yummy more hit points. There he is. And he did the smart play, which is he pushed out. He had to push out. There was no other way that this game was going to go. And unfortunately, I'm hoping I can just get in render so I can put a round in. I don't know what his hit points are or anything. And I just can't quite see him. Our Kirovets 1 messes up the shot. Oh, there he is. Oh, just for a second I had him. He's in 1100 hit points, and now he's got an avenue for escape. This is kind of like the worst case scenario. But the 122 TM is not a fast tank, so I figure, all right, well, I can probably, like, the Kirovets 1 can, he's a one-shot too, that's not great, but he's definitely going to kill artillery, or maybe he's trying to run up the one line, but also we only have about 2 minutes left, so do you go back to the cap? I think our IS-4 might go back to the cap, but at this point I'm kind of committed. I'm like, I don't think we could get back in time to cap out in 2 minutes, especially if we got reset once or something like that. So I'm basically here, I'm trying to get high on this ridge, so I figure that there's a little pocket there at K4 with some hard cover on the red line that's very common for people to sit in and hide, and it's hard to dig them out. So I figured he would be there, and so I was waiting for him to be spotted by the Kirovets 1. and that doesn't seem to be what's happening. So I'm like, all right, we have to go. I'm trying to get high on this ridge so that no matter where he gets spotted, I have an angle down into those little bowls, right? This is the equivalent to where I was over at A9, and I want to be able to put the rounds in whenever he does get spotted, right? So I'm trying to get high on the ridge and just see where this guy is. And it looks like he's trying to run the clock out, but I'm committed at this point. There's only a minute left. And I need this guy to just press W. I need him to keep going down the line. We need to spot this guy. At this point, the IS-4 is not going to get there. We either kill this guy or the game is over and it's a draw. So oh my God, and he's in the bowl. He's in the bowl. I can't get him. All right, so now we're going down off the cliff in a way that doesn't kill us. Hopefully, good. All right. And yeah, we don't have time for that crap. We don't have time for any more. We have to get in, right? Because that bowl is a little more aggressive than I thought it was. So now we have to get in there and put rounds in. We have 30 seconds. Come on, T57, get out and push. Good Lord, if this Kirovets 1 could put a shot in, perfect. All right, 366. Okay. 22 seconds, 19, 18. Oh my God. And the Kirovets 1 is doing a very good job of staying put, but he's also shooting HE for some reason, and he's also face hugging. I need him not to face hug so that I have best chance of shooting. I have 6 seconds. I have 4 rounds. I miss up a shot because I'm bad. And there we go. Just at the 15-minute mark. Oh my God. All right, so at the end of the game, we ended up with 7,300 damage, a bunch of that blind damage, right? The 7 kills, 1,200 blocked somehow, because again, the tank does have some trollish armor. That was a Top Gun, a high caliber, the Ace tanker. That ended up getting us 1,275 base XP, which again, we're shooting tier 8s, and so some of these tanks were tier 8s. So to get that high of XP, obviously, it's we had to do some work. And then we ended up, let's see, we did end up making 60,000 credits. Right, but I guess we did have a mission, and I think we would have lost. I think we would have lost 60,000 credits, but also I don't care. I don't really care. I don't play the T57 to make money. You don't play tier 10s to make credits. It's all about smacking people in the face, and that's what we did here. So no regrets at all. Credits well spent. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Have you guys played the T57? Do you like it? Do you hate it? I recommend that everybody gets one. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye.